Alright, welcome back to another video. I know it's been a while, but we were cleaning up Breath of the Wild, which I finally beat. There's a video in edit, which I probably should have just handled by now. And yeah, I've got a massive undertaking that is also on the slate. So, no excuses, probably should have had a backyard thoughts in there. But here it is. I want to make this video because last week my YouTube feed started blowing up with the Neo Geo Plus, and we're here on the shortcut, just one of many sites talking about the Neo Geo Plus. So them and SNK and PlayOn are bringing it back, basically. What do you got here? Just yeah, so you can see a video. So if you get the ultimate bundle, it's like $1,000. It comes with all 10 games that they're re-releasing, and extra controller, because there should be one in the regular box. So yeah, second controller, a third controller with the Neo CD thing there, and a memory card. So that's the best bang for your buck if you don't have any of the games. And yeah. Then you can also get the anniversary console. Now, the game started releasing in 1990, but that was for the arcades. So, this came out in 1991 as the console version, and it actually is the anniversary model. You can see it's nice and white. It comes with Metal Slug, the white wireless controller, joystick controller there, and should be a memory card as well. It's $350. You can get a standard one for $250. Standard black console, and all the games are like $90. So if you buy the super bundle, I mean the buy-in is stupid high, but you're saving money in the long run. And I think one of the websites said buying a Neo Geo Plus saves you $92,000 over the original. But yeah, so that's that. The games, they're coming out with 10 games. You've got Big Tournament Golf or Neo Turf Masters. That is a big ticket item. That alone is what's going to save you the cushion. This thing's going to sink. Sorry about that. That's what's going to save you the most money. Garo Mark of the Wolves, which is the last, well, not last Fatal Fury game, but the last Neo Geo console Fatal Fury game. That's expensive as hell. Magician Lord here, I believe, is our only launch title. We'll get to that in a minute. Metal Slug, I mean, who doesn't love a Metal Slug, especially if you're a Neo fan? So that is huge. Overtop, you got an RC car, sort of top-down, what is it, isometric racing game there. So that's kind of cool. More on that in a minute. Polestar, we got a shooter, and yeah, if the console isn't fighting games, it's shooting games. And then after that, you know, it's quite rare to find other games that aren't fighting or shooters. Next up, Samurai Showdown 5 Special. Now, that is cool. I mean, it's hella expensive. It's got the bosses you can play as, unlike the base version of Samurai Showdown 5. And yeah, so I mean that's a must-have as well. So you get your Samurai Showdown, you got a shooter, well, you got a Metal Slug, and there you go. Shock Troopers, that looks like an awesome game. I never played it, but should be a running gun if I recall correctly. King of Fighters 2002, and you got to have one of those. As like I said, like they're must-haves. And then Twinkle Star Sprites is another shooter here, more of a cute 'em up. And that's your launch lineup. And they go into you should buy that and whatever. Okay, so that is the lightning round summary of what's been going on, because I want to get to the main point. If you go here on Wikipedia, you can find an entire list of Neo Geo games, and yeah, you'll see the developer, the publisher, MVS, which is the arcade system or multi-video system. You have the AES, I think that's Advanced Entertainment System. That's your home console that everyone's been talking about for 35 years. And then you got the Neo CD here. And you can see some games were only released on CD, some were released on in the arcade and at home, but not on the CD. And that's the starting point for this video, because this is the top 15 games I'd like to see brought back on the Neo Geo Plus for various reasons. And we're going to start off with a couple of honorable mentions. The first one being Neo Drift Out, because at least to me, this is the more recent and the better looking game of the two. So I don't know why they started with, God, I don't even know the name because it's so weird to me. Overtop. Yeah, I don't know why they started with Overtop when they could have been starting with Neo Drift Out. But it is what it is. Yeah, so I just thought I'd throw that out there. I mean, I don't know if I'd get it or not, but or if I even want to see it, but I just thought I'd mention that. An honorable mention here, and this is Z-Blade. It is, of course, a shooter, because like I said, fighting games and shooters are what the Neo Geo was known for, both in arcade and at home. And while it looks cool, I don't know too much about it, so I thought I'd throw it in there as an honorable mention. And I didn't want to have that many shooters on the list, even though I'm a shooter guy. I mean, I could probably make close, well, at least the top 10 shooters that I want on the system. And yeah, so I never got this one. Throw that out there as an honorable mention. And yeah, not number 15. This is the King of Fighters 2003. Now, the reason this is an honorable mention, and I mean, any King of Fighters that they release is going to be a banger. I don't know why they don't have 96 or 94 or 98 at 2000. This game, I'm not sure why they're not queued up. I guess they're gauging interest in the beginning, and then they'll announce a second round. But this is the most expensive one. It's the most recent one, and it barely made 2003, coming out in December of that year. But yeah, King of Fighters 2003. I'm pretty sure we're going to see, if there is more than one round, we're going to see a lot of King of Fighters, because it's just got the name, reputation, and it's awesome. So that's why it's an honorable mention and not the top 15. But I could see it being in the top 15 at the end of the day. Now, without further ado, the top 15 games I'd like to see brought back for the Neo Geo Plus. And number 15 is, as it loads, that is Far East of Eden, or Kabuki Clash. Woo-oo! So let's see. This game was 1995. You know, it was released on all three, so MVS, AES, and the Neo CD. But you know, I thought I'd throw it in there. It's one of your fighting games, and like I said, most of the system is going to be fighting games. But yeah, I thought I'd throw that in there. It sounds cool. It's not that common, so I've seen it on shelves, but it's not as common as some of the other games, which like Samurai Showdown, the original, or the Sega one, which I believe I've seen for 500 or 1,000 yen each, and we're talking way back in the day. But yeah, so that's number 15, and I wanted to make this list for not just for me, but for everyone to, you know, sort of support it and maybe get the ball rolling. You can get some indie developers and some homebrews going, and maybe we'll see new Neo Geo games. I mean, it could happen, right? Number 14. That being said, like I said, not for me, but for the brand. I think it would do a lot for the system, with so many well, football plans around the planet, to get Super Sidekicks 4, or it's actually the Ultimate 11 SNK Football Championship. Yeah, So I think it would do really well to have a soccer game. I guess that's the third major category. Number one is fighters, number two is shooters, then number three is sports titles. Although you could probably debate the shooters and the sports titles. But yeah, if you lump all the sports titles together, that is. Anyway, I think the system needs a soccer game. So Super Sidekicks 4 was my choice. It was never released on Neo CD, so there is that. But yeah, this 1996 game, and it's actually when I go to the beach, it's an option at the arcade. So you know, I should actually try it out if we go and get a proper review going. Next up, number 13. Of course, you're gonna get the preview before it actually loads if I do that way. We've got Neo Bomberman. So this one was MVS only, so in 1997. So this would be the first console home release in a physical format. I don't know if it's digital, probably is, and that's probably what you're seeing. But I mean, Bomberman has its following. Again, if you want something different to play, Bomberman would serve that purpose very nicely. Konami is doing okay right now, but they sort of seem to be leaving their physical editions to limited run for the most part. So actually, we could see limited run picking up the slack and doing some of these physicals if SNK and PlayOn themselves aren't interested. But yeah, Bomberman would be a fun addition here, and like I said, it was MVS only, so that would be a first. And supposedly, I mean, for better or for worse, like they can say they're going to do something on the system. They say it's going to have both not CRT out and RCA out, so you can connect it to classic CRTs, as well as HDMI out, so you can connect it to modern TVs. Although I don't see how that's going to work on the modern TVs without scan lines, or is that going to be built into the hardware? I don't see. I mean, they say it's going to be one-to-one with the old hardware, and making this reproduction model of the same chip. So that means it should play just fine on CRTs. And they also say the Plus games should work with the original console, and the original games should work with this console. Again, we're going to have to wait and see whether all of this is true or works or not. But I really hope it does, because that'd be awesome. And yeah, like I said, we'll get these MVS only releases on the system hopefully someday. Another MVS game, only game, does that say 1999? Probably. And I mentioned this because it made one of my top retro games of the year, Captain Tomaday. So again, you're this tomato, and you've got the hands that you shoot out left and right as your weapon here. And it's just awesome. It's fun. It's wacky and different. It's kind of like a cute 'em up. So you got your shooters there, because hey, shooter guy right here. But yeah, I think this would be a fun addition. And like we said, it's MVS only, so that would bring it home legitimately for the first time. I think somebody did do a homebrew for the Dreamcast, but yeah, this would be an official release, so it could happen, you know. Okay, so that was number 12. Number 11, a very popular game, and which has become very scarce. You've got Windjammers. So it looks like you're on a beach volleyball court and you're throwing the frisbee around. People go nuts for this game online. They even made a sequel, Windjammers 2. And I think, again, Limited Run had the shock box on that mock-up. But yeah, it's just an extremely popular game in Neo Geo circles. It's not common, like I said. I've seen it in stores several times, and the price has gone up exponentially. And I don't remember the last time I saw it. But yeah, so Windjammers would be cool. Didn't quite crack the top 10 for me. And actually, as a matter of fact, when I was sorting through my top 15 here, I had an A list and a B list. And A being my top, and B being the next most that I wanted to see. And this is in the B category. But number 11, Windjammers, there you go. Okay, so now for the top 10, we got Miracle Adventure or Spin Master. Because I think it'd be a good idea to show off what else the Neo Geo was capable of. It's an action platformer and with great graphics. I'm not sure what they're comparing here, but there's a decent one. 4K. Wow, look at that. So yeah, Miracle Adventure there. Whatever this is has a scan lines. Neo Geo AES long pay from somebody, but yeah. So you got the awesome sprite work. It's not a fighting game. It's not a shooting game. It would create balance for your collection. And it's fun. So what can I say? Spin Master or Miracle Adventure is number 10 game I'd like to see. The number 9 game, I'm pretty sure I still have it. But Fatal Fury 3 is an awesome fighting game. Yeah, I mean, who doesn't love a Fatal Fury game? It's got the super huge sprites, so that's cool. It's the first appearance of Blue Mary, so that's also cool. And, you know, if you don't want to play a King of Fighters game, why don't you play Fatal Fury here? So that's the number 9 game. That was 1995. Sorry, just back for a second on the Miracle Adventure Spin Master. That was 1993. And not released on the Neo CD. Fatal Fury 3 here was released on all 3 in 1995, but still awesome, and I still like to see it come back. The next game, interestingly enough, so for your big tournament golf or Neo Turf Masters, what they are actually doing, and this is weird, but they are using the CD version of the ROM, which has the Scotland course on it. So, if they're doing that as a precedent, then, well, one, it's not the actual cart. Some might say it's better that way. I don't know. But, yeah, this next one is CD only. So, if it ever loads. Crossed Swords 2. You got your action RPG here. And just look at this screenshot right here. If it loads. So yeah, your sort of translucent fighter there in the middle there. You got your health gauge. You got these super huge enemy sprites. It just looks awesome. I've never played it. And in fact, I actually passed up my chance to buy the first game. I'm not sure why. That would have been awesome to have, but this is a genre that's definitely underrepresented on the Neo Geo. So I think if they're gonna bring the CD ports of the main AES MVS games, why not bring the CD ports of the CD only games and bring back Cross Swords? So that's number 8. Next up, and this is a big one, kind of rare, but you've got the Art of Fighting 3. Again, super huge characters, great box art. Another one I probably should have got when it was cheap, but alas, poor Yorick, I knew him well. That never happened, unfortunately. But Art of Fighting 3, again. So you got the King of Fighters, you got your Fatal Fury, you got Art of Fighting, You can't really miss. And Samurai Showdown's a bit of a different beast because you got weapons. But this game, I would really like to see make a comeback. I said 1996. Again, it was on all three, but I think that'd be great. Moving on. Oh, and this just missed the top 5 for me. Which, if you know me really well, at university, we used to play this, and it was awesome. So, I actually own an MVS cart of this. But Puzzle Bobble, also known as Bust a Move here, I might say that, well, okay, so you've got your run and guns, being maybe a 4th genre. Puzzle, then, would be the 5th main genre, if you can call it main, on the Neo Geo. But it is way underrepresented. But they have their good games. They got Magical Drop 3. That would be an excellent addition. I'd like to say Waku Waku 7 is a puzzle game, but don't quote me on that. But the best one for me right here is Puzzle Bobble or Bust a Move. It was released on the Neo CD in addition to the MBS. But, and you can see it's arcade classics here for the Neo Geo. It's awesome. And thinking back, I can kind of see now why. Well, no, they did release the compilations for Switch, but I believe that they were Switch only. But yeah, they've done, the mini consoles. They've done all sorts of ports and stuff. But finally bringing this back as an actual console with actual cards is awesome. And Puzzle Bobble would be awesome. Like I said, unfortunately, it's only number 6 because the top 5 are just so far up there on my list. And without further ado, let's get into the top 5. Number 5 is going to be Prehistoric Isle 2. Ooh, ooh. Now, this was MVS only in 1999. You might have seen me play through a bit in the Return to... Oh my, got Mikado! Natsuge, that's right. No, not Natsuge, that's the second store they opened on the corner there. But no, the regular Mikado for 31 Days of Shooters. I played this game in the arcade, and who wouldn't love to fly a helicopter and shoot dinosaurs? The game is awesome. It's totally beatable, especially if you credit dump. And yeah, it was empty enough. Like I said, I ran out of tokens, so I ran to the change machine, got some more, ran back, and finished the game. But Prehistoric Isle 2 is awesome. Like we said, MVS only. Bringing that home in a full-on format would be fantastic. Okay, and the last sports game on this title for me, a couple reasons. One, like I said, football is very popular, but so is baseball, especially in Japan. Actually, I don't know if they've got the Japanese version going or not over there for the Neo Plus, or if it's just a worldwide Western release. But Baseball Stars Professional, it was a launch game for the original console, so it's a little surprising that it's not a launch game here. So again, hopefully, I would expect to see this in the second wave, if there is a second wave, because one, it's a launch title, two, it's a sports title from a different genre. They've got their golf now, so why not baseball? Why not soccer? You know what I'm saying? Sprite work, as you can see, is awesome. And the reason I don't actually have this is because there are 3 different types. There's the blue cardboard box, there's the red cardboard box, and there's the black shock box. with the gray spine. So I was always confused as to what the actual first edition was. So that's why I never picked it up. But I'd like to see it come back again. It's been all the versions because it was a launch title. But yeah, I would really like to see Baseball Stars Professional or Baseball Stars 2 come back or something, or heck, even a Baseball Stars 3. Why not? And in fact, I mean, they wouldn't. They're going for authenticity, but I would think that they could actually do compilations like a Metal Slug cart with all of them. I mean, heck, they got the 161 in 1, which is every Neo game ever. Aside from the Neo Geo Dev Team. Neo Geo Dev Team. Okay, spit it out. Which, actually, none of those games are on this list. But we'll see. It could happen too. Moving on. And yeah, this one, I do expect them to release all of them if there are second and third waves. But of all the remaining Metal Slugs, 2, 3, 2X, 3, 4, 5. This one I have actually never seen, not even on Yahoo Auctions. So I think Metal Slug 5 is the best choice to bring back after the first game, of course. And it was actually the last game according to Wikipedia, the last Neo Geo console release in 2004, if it loads up. Yeah, later ported to Xbox and PS2. Okay. Last Metal Slug released on the Neo Geo. Okay. In 2003. But, yeah, whereas I saw Metal Slug 4 in stores, I never saw Metal Slug 5. And, no, Metal Slug 4 was not just in stores. It was on the shelf at Yodobashi Camera. So, I was able to buy that retail, not at the secondhand market. But Metal Slug 5, I've never seen. I think that would be a good historic edition. And like we said, it was MVS and AES, but not CD. So, yeah, good stuff. 2 more here. Number 2. We've got the last. Well, might as well just finish what I'm saying then. The last fighting game on this list, you've got Ninja Masters. This game I've seen stupid expensive, which is, again, as with some of the other games on this list, they're stupid expensive. That's why I'd like to see them re-released in a semi-affordable format. But yeah, this was released on all of the versions in 1996. But it's got the regular shock box. I think Ninja Combat was the first game in the series. Don't quote me on that. But that came in the cardboard box. But yeah, this game, I can see why it would exist separate from Samurai Shodown. I could also see why they didn't follow up after this, because Samurai Shodown was such a big hit. But Ninja Masters would be awesome. I think, again, like I said, it's stupid expensive, so it totally belongs on the list. And we're only going to have to hide and watch to see what they actually do going forward here after the November release. And last but not least, you can probably figure out that this is a shooter. You can probably figure out it's expensive, so I guess I'll just cut to the chase here and go to number 1, which is Blazing Star for the Neo Geo here. I don't know why the Neo Geo X Mega Pack Volume 1 is even on there. But yeah, Blazing Star is like an $8,000 game. It's stupid, ridiculously expensive. And yeah, that even looks like a Metal Slug. I don't know why that's there. But Blazing Star, I played on the Mini for 31 Days of Shooters. It was awesome. I love to, even if it's, you know, not a real cart from back in the day, I love to have it on my shelf And I mean, like I said, the shooter, it's awesome. It's stupid expensive. We need to bring it back. So I'd like to see that in the next round. I can see why they went with Polestar. I can see why they went with Twinkle Star Sprites. But this better be the third shooter if they do a second round here. And yeah. So at the end of the day, we're summing to summarize real quick here, although we do have a little bit of time, but Neo Drift Out is my technically an honorable mention, but more of a question as to why they did the other game, Overtop. And on that note, doesn't Overtop sound more like Over the Top, which would be an arm wrestling game? Anyway, I digress. Next honorable mention is Z-Blade, although I could have gone with any number of shooters. Like we said, ASO 2, Sonic Wings 3 is also rare. Oh, that's not the list, or the list I was working from. Yeah, Strikers 1945 Plus would be awesome. Last Resort, I could see happening. Androdunas would be good. Ironclad would be awesome. But, yeah. So, Z-Blade we went with there. King of Fighters 93 as the last honorable mention, because I do expect them to come out with more of those. Possibly even one per wave, which means there would be 10 waves total, which is 100 games, which isn't too bad if they go that far. 15, Kabuki Clash or Far East of Eden. 14, Super Sidekicks 4 or the Ultimate 11 SNK Football Championship. 12, Neo Bomberman. 13, Neo Bomberman. 12, Captain Tomaday. 11, Windjammers. 10, Miracle Adventure / Spin Master. 9, Fatal Fury 3. 8, Cross Swords 2. 7, Art of Fighting 3. 6, Puzzle Bobble. Bust a Move. 5, Prehistoric IL2. 4, Baseball Stars Professional. 3, Metal Slug 5. 2, Ninja Masters. 1, Blazing Star. And yeah, let me know in the comments what you'd like to see, or what games you'd like to see them bring back for the Neo Geo Plus. And in fact, before even that, or no, even more so than the comments, I'd like to see you, Luke, put out a video showing me your top 10 or top 15 games that you'd like to see brought back for the Neo Geo Plus for both yourself and the people. So yeah, those are the top 15 games I'd like to see come out for the Neo Geo Plus. Like I said, let me know in the comments. Look forward to that video, Luke. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge, wink, wink. And yeah, hopefully I'll get my editing done and finally get back to putting up some content here on the channel. So thanks, as always, for watching. And until next time, keep dancing.